Two homers and a realist. We have just concluded the OU Kent State game, which was just a thriller.
Epic.
It was amazing. It was incredible. We've got a lot of people here to comment on it, a lot of commentary. I'm Steve.
Lucas.
Facts.
Nolan.
Jay. Cooper.
So no Connor. Connor showed up late for the game because he's got some baby issues. Good for him. Congratulations. In all the bright ways, hopefully so. So still no baby here yet, but he's on call and waiting. So he couldn't wait around for this. He had to go do his daddy duties. But we got a lot of good fill-ins here. We got the children of the guys here.
A youth movement.
A youth movement going on here, which kind of a youth movement today, right?
Yeah, right.
We saw OU wins 44-0 against Kent State, basically right in line with expectations. What is there to complain about? Everything was great, right? Right? No, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect. Well, before we get to that, let's talk about our great sponsor, Tobacco Exchange. They're the title sponsor for the pod. Just the best absolute locations and selection and staff in the entire city. 3 locations, no matter where you are. You can stop in real conveniently. Moore, Oklahoma City, Edmond. Lucas, what are we smoking tonight?
We've got an Espinosa Habano. First time I've had this brand. Just the beginning of it. Not bad so far.
Not bad so far. I've never had one either. It's not bad. It's light to medium, I would say.
Yep.
A decent draw. It's good, but thank you to Tobacco Exchange. They always hook us up and stop in. We really appreciate everything they're doing. So guys, we were at the game. It's hard to enjoy a game like this because it's hard for the team to do anything that really impresses us, because on one level, if they do enough to impress us, they're probably doing more than they should, unless things just fall into their lap. And if they don't, we're really critical because they didn't score 97 points and have 15 turnovers and et cetera. So I don't know. Do we need to just cut them some slack and realize it was a game they won handily with a backup quarterback? Or how critical can we be?
You can be critical they didn't cover.
We didn't.
That was a total fail.
Yeah. 2 of us had locks and they didn't cover.
And that was with a defensive touchdown. So offensively, we put up 37 points against a team that just gave up 66 to Florida State 2 weeks ago, who's getting hammered by Miami currently, and 500 yards rushing. And what did we finish with?
185.
185. I mean, that's embarrassing that we cannot get a running game going against Southern Illinois, against
Temple.
Southern Illinois.
Yeah, that's how bad. I can't remember who we played the first game of the season.
State.
Same thing. Actually, Southern Illinois probably would have held us up lower than rushing. Illinois State, Temple. I mean, what are we doing here? Kent State.
So the running game has problems.
It's terrible.
But I'm not going to compare it to what Florida State did, just because that's a one-off game. Who knows
It
what
was
happened?
2 weeks ago.
Well, it's still a one-off game. It's just like whatever they were doing versus what we're doing. No doubt about it. We've got problems running the football.
They have an OU running back on their team.
Did they have a backup quarterback?
They had a castaway OU running back. That's what they did have.
Did he get cast away or did he go away?
Both, I think.
Well, there are questions about a running back, and that's Blaylock is number one. No questions there. Barnes didn't play today.
Right.
He had not played a bunch. He looked okay.
He had some good moves.
He had some good moves.
He didn't have a lot to run because the offensive line sucks.
That's the problem, right?
The pass blocking
That's
today.
the
I mean,
problem.
how many sacks did we give up today? I haven't seen the number. It had to be at least 3 against
And
Kent
that was a
State.
strong point so far in the season was the pass blocking.
Yeah, and today it was okay, but Hawkins was still having to. The touchdown he threw was him running for his life and just throwing it up for grabs.
You shouldn't have had.
Not only throwing it up for grabs, he found an open receiver.
I mean, he just.
But you shouldn't have had any moment
you have to be
today
there.
where the pass blocking.
He was throwing to
wasn't
Satania.
Satania was positioned
Same.
in the end zone.
He was standing there with nobody
wide
around
open,
him. Right.
standing there.
exactly.
Yeah.
And Hawkins threw it to him.
He threw it up,
And he caught it. And he goes a touchdown. And no one else was close to it.
Yeah, but
but he was running because the offensive line.
He
sucked.
was moving away from it. Now, pass blocking has been good. And pass
It has
blocking largely was good today. There were moments it wasn't great.
It was okay today.
Now, I will grant you, anything that their defensive line was able to do against us today was problematic.
Yeah, it should have been nothing.
It shouldn't have been nothing. And so I don't know if that's motivation. I didn't pay a lot of attention to personnel. Did you pay attention to personnel? I didn't see a lot about
The
who was
five
in there.
starters were our five starters
Yeah,
in
that's
Michigan.
fine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the guys that started the game were the ones that we've expected.
How
to
long
start
did they stay in
the
versus
game.
I
the
feel like
rotation began?
a lot.
So that's a problem.
Yes. You know what's the problem? Arbuckle's scheme sucks.
Well, let's talk about our
When
Buckle
we
scheme.
decided to do like a layered passing game where you have, Cannon going out on a route, somebody going deep behind him to kind of take the safeties off of him. He's open and you make the pass and it's good. The pass he threw to Carrion where he came from the far left and cut across as he had two guys going down the right and somebody going deep and they just lost him and he was wide open
Yeah.
for like 20 yards down the middle.
Just beautiful.
It was great. And when you scheme up stuff like that, it's a good offense, but that's like 10 plays a game. The rest of the game is jet sweeps or running the ball side to side and not creating any holes whatsoever. You're losing yardage on 2nd and 4, and you're creating a 3rd and 8 and doing stupid crap like that. I don't think Arbuckle knows what he's doing out there, or we just can't execute
I don't know about
what he
that.
thinks he's doing.
That's bold.
The jet sweep has to be utilized sparingly,
Man,
and we use it.
it-
We use it every game.
It has been effective for us this year.
It's 50-50.
on about 10 out of 40 plays,
Yeah.
it's worked.
It keeps them honest to the other jet sweeps.
Yeah, it loses yardage on the other ones.
What's a trade-off?
Yeah. Not
So-
a good one.
I tend to agree with that. I think that's problematic. I don't like side to side offensive activity. I like pushing the ball down the field. I mean, the math is with you when you're pushing the ball down the field. If you have a completion on a flat route that's for 1 yard and they gets tackled, it's 1 yard. If you have a completion on a down the field route that's 8 yards and he gets tackled, it's 8 yards.
Yeah.
The big difference there. So offensively, scheme wise, I can see your argument for sure. Maybe they're holding a lot back and not doing what they like. Are you going to show anything to Kent State or to
Well, this is the culmination of the season.
sure? Okay.
I mean, against
the
Michigan,
undefeated season
against
that we put
Michigan,
together so far.
it looked like we were putting drives together, and it looked like there was a plan. But against
Right.
the other teams we played this season, there's no run this play to set up the next play.
You don't think
There's none of
Auburn illustrated some of that?
No, I don't.
I feel like I mean,
Other than the final drive,
the final drive
when
was
we were down 17,
Yeah.
16,
yeah,
that looked like a coordinated effort to
yeah.
we're gonna run this play and then it's gonna leave us with this and we're gonna set the next play. And that looked like a competent offense on that drive. But we're talking 3 drives
I
a
don't
game
think that's the
that
only
looked
drive
good
in that game
and,
that was like that.
6 or 7 drives that looked like crap.
I think that I'm not totally going to disagree because I find it problematic that they're not able just to put together whatever the heck they want to do and be successful against Kent State.
Yeah.
Like, now, with that said, it's a backup quarterback where I could see them saying, hey, we're going to experiment and see what Hawkins can do and get him real game experience. And we're actually going to call what is a bad call for the down and distance in the sequence, but it's a good test of his mettle at that point. I can see them doing some of that in a game that there's no doubt that you're going to win it. You've got a good lead. So maybe there's some of that. Maybe there's a lot of that going on.
I mean,
I don't know.
The students thought the game was over at 23-0, apparently.
Were they there?
Not after halftime.
Both of them were there. I saw them.
It was bad.
It was very
That's
bad.
embarrassing.
They're in the sun.
I don't care. I was in the sun the whole game.
Yeah, but you have no taste. So I noticed that too, and they did definitely cleared out. It definitely cleared out as if you looked at where the shade was.
Yeah.
The student line of where the students were matched the shade. So that tells you a little bit. It's a game that's just not that exciting.
Yeah, but
So,
you're
I mean,
getting the season.
comparatively to
the
what
next
the rest of the schedule is.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, I get it. I don't know. I can't
It's
begrudge
a
them
little
too much.
disappointing with how well we've performed in previous games. Like, this team has played so well, so consistently against teams like Auburn and Michigan. It's kind of disappointing that your fans, especially your students, aren't there and out there to support your team, especially in a time like this where John Mateer's hurt and Michael Hawkins is playing his first game of the season. And it's kind of unfortunate that I can't confidently say that we're playing basic to hold back or not show everything that we want to show for the rest of the season. That I could say that against like Illinois State, but I'm not as confident now because we were struggling a little bit in that game. And it's kind of frustrating that we couldn't make enough of a change for Michael Hawkins or the third string quarterback to at least get a couple
Neubauer.
good passes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Neubauer to get a couple good passes in there without just immediate pressure. And
Well, that's a
immediate
good point that relates back to what we were hoping for when we talked in the midweek pod about an ability for the team to rally and be behind our guy. We didn't see that. I mean, I don't know if we didn't see that today, but we didn't see a team that came out fired up and guys that were blowing people off the line and just saying, we're going to make it happen. You know, we're definitely not back to the days of Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray 1-2. If this is back in those days and Baker Mayfield is out and Kyler Murray's filling in, that would not have been what that looked like today.
Well, and you're expecting
Not that that's, I mean, that's
Mateer to go to the NFL next year, and Hawkins is your guy,
right,
and then you're not going to stay there to watch next year's quarterback, essentially.
right.
And maybe next week's quarterback or 2 weeks quarterback.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
And I mean, that's not like the game's in flex because our defense was incredible.
Mhm.
So it's 23-0 at halftime. So obviously the students are like, yeah, this game's over, but
And they had
still want to
71
see what the offense
yards
is going to do.
halfway through the fourth quarter. I mean,
Mhm.
it was just
Yeah, because the defense is incredible.
ridiculous. Yeah.
So what are you saying though? Are you saying that the kids shouldn't be there,
They're
or,
kids.
or it's explainable that they're not there? I mean, it's very
Yeah.
understandable, but we are 4-0 going into this game. So what more do you want in terms of being enthused about it? I don't know how good the attendance was.
I
I'm trying to
think we want
remember
the Nick
back.
Saban effect, where
Yeah,
it doesn't matter who you're playing. You just kill them. Kill them.
right.
Bury 'em.
I agree
Bury
with
'em.
that.
Destroy them.
I'm saying from the standpoint of, so you're saying there's two conversations going, I think. One is about the players and how they approach the game,
The coach.
and the other is about how the students approach
Well, I
the
think
game.
the coaches will be pissed.
I would hope so. I would hope so, actually, about the players,
Yeah.
The execution of the game.
the execution of the game.
On offense.
Yeah. And it
Even-
brought up a
even
lot of
defensively.
questions.
The defense could have done anything more. I mean, what they gave up,
I-
2 throws?
Ironically, they probably could. Like, there's
mean-
going to be enough on film. I'm sure they'll find
I
it.
bet they'll-
Hillary,
angry.
Hillary missed some tackles in the first drive.
Not just that.
Like back to
There's
back.
defensive linemen that didn't get in. I mean,
I mean, David
we-
Stone's
we
playing the
more-
whole game.
We had more pressure against Auburn than we did today.
Yeah, we also
Right.
didn't start our 2 defensive tackles.
I know, but you get what I'm saying. Like, there's a human nature of a lack of effort for this kind of game, and the coaches can use it as a teaching moment.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's going to change anything. And
You think Bixby felt that way when they had more show up yesterday? And they're like, oh, this is just another game, blah, blah. Oh, it was 81-6.
Bigby's a different animal.
The
This should have been,
differential between those two is
This-
probably bigger.
this should have been this,
I don't
that
know.
same differential today.
I don't
It
know.
should have been. You're right.
Because Kent
Maybe.
State's like 1/30th.
I think the enthusiasm part, especially on the student side, is strictly on the matchup. We saw them show up for Michigan and Auburn. So I mean, have they ever showed up for the Western Carolina that we beat 70-0 4 years ago, or whatever? Like,
77-0.
yeah, are they ever staying for that?
No.
True.
No, I don't think so. I think it's
No, but that
strictly
game at
the
halftime is
matchup.
like 42-0 or
It's the
whatever,
same principle.
23-0.
They don't want to sit there and
It's still a
the
game.
85-degree heat in the sun at
This-
4 o'clock.
What better do they have to do,
Solid.
Nolan?
Drink and go procreate. That's what they're doing.
Nelson, you're a student. Were you there at that game?
I'm not a
Were you
student
creating
section.
and drinking.
I'm not a student section sitter.
No,
You
you sit in the
know,
best
you're
seats.
end zone sitter.
Yeah.
We know
You
who's
sit in the best seats in the
We know what you are.
So, and then I think on the player level, it definitely didn't help that on our first offensive play, John Lewis died.
That wasn't the first play.
Died.
That wasn't the first play.
We could joke
First
about
couple
it because
plays.
apparently he's okay.
First
But
couple.
it was scary sad.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
so we took 2 TV timeouts plus like an extra 5 minutes of extended time. I think that killed the mood, but I think there is an extra level on top of that of
I think that's a
Oh.
good point.
Of Kent State.
Are you
yes.
trying to say that drinking and fornication are ahead of the Kent State matchup?
Absolutely for these students.
They do not.
I don't think the question should be in the past, have students shown up for a game? I think the question should just be, should they? Should they be here for at least, should most of the students be here for at least,
And most of them were
The
there
third quarter.
for most of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't until halftime that it really thinned out. It
It
was
was most of it.
It was half of it.
Steve, we're in math. This is math class.
Well,
If you want
no.
math class.
actually,
I'm
feeling
feeling
no,
for that.
no,
Before
actually, as
halftime,
far as it
It's
being
not-
a
It's
game,
not most of
that
it.
game was done. I think we can look at the probability of who's going to win. That game was done in the second quarter. So I think they were there for more than half of it. Now, the fact that they didn't show up for the band and a great band performance, that was a great band performance. That was really, really good. Tribute to the 80s. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I thought they did a great job. So hats off to the band and what they
Manuel
did.
Live, my favorite song.
It's really good. It's a song of the 80s.
I didn't get
So-
to listen to the band. I had to wait in line for water because one of the jugs completely ran
The
out.
giant blue jug.
The giant blue jugs, one ran out over by our section. So I had to go wait behind 10 people of this water fountain just dripping out water.
You got to tap
It
it. You
was
got to go and
absurd.
you
And
tap
then-
into it. You pull it out.
I went down
It
there.
flows.
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah. Once you
paying.
buy water, you
No,
just
they're like 8 exactly. I am the cheapo.
You went to
You're a
the
student. You're a poor student.
you
Yeah.
went to the inflamed prostate water. fountain.
You got to get the water that flows,
It's
the
just
youth
dripping.
water.
I was
It's
there.
barely
I
dripping
think I
out.
went down with about 17 minutes in halftime. I missed our entire first drive
No,
after
you
halftime.
can't do that.
Which apparently I didn't miss much.
Foul ball.
You
No. No, that's true. And I think
with this offense.
to get
whatsoever.
back to the game, that is frustrating when you watch and see drive after drive that is just not. I mean, I know it was a backup quarterback, so we got to take a little bit of
Let's talk about
consideration
that.
there, but it just wasn't the expectation of we're just going to do what we want. Let's see how creative it is. It was more like, are we going to actually succeed or we're going to have to punt the ball? And that's frustrating. So let's talk about the backup. Let's talk about where he is in relation to the fact that he might play in the Texas game. I don't think he's going to play. I think we saw a couple of things today. I think we saw the fact that it was a test of how good he is. And I think now we're at the point where if Mateer is on the line, they're going to put Mateer in and he's going to.
I agree. Because I don't think Hawkins showed you that he's ready.
I don't think he showed he was ready.
He missed a couple really easy throws. There's also, I saw one, it was like 2 times in a row. He tried to like sidearm it for no reason.
Yeah, what was it with the sidearm?
I don't know.
He kept doing that over and over.
He's
and
not
over
setting his
again.
feet and he's just throwing sidearm.
Yeah,
yeah.
that should have been a pick.
Is it a potential adjustment because of the collapsing pocket that he's looking for just a couple of receivers and then immediately making a choice? Or
I don't
something the
know.
coach is telling him at halftime because of the situation he's in? Or
I don't think they're ever telling him to sidearm
Yeah.
unless somebody's coming at you.
Right.
Right. Throw around them.
I'm talking
I mean,
about
he was just sidearm.
It was like bad habit stuff to
Yeah.
me. It looked like just sloppy bad habit. Now, that might be somewhat a product of the fact that he does not get the direct quarterback coaching. He doesn't get all that instruction.
He did.
So he's out on his own.
Last week.
I think
He did all
I
week,
think
but
they get plenty of direct instruction.
Yeah, I was gonna
so
say.
what is it? What is it? What is causing
What was-
him to do that?
Is it just lack
it's
of-
the heat of the moment?
Wait,
It's your instincts, your natural
That's
whatever you
that's
did,
his go-to.
whatever you did growing
And
up.
he's going to go
Yeah.
to it. Yeah. So I don't know. Does he have to break himself of it to
Yes.
be the starter?
Yes.
I would think so too. Or he's going to get a lot of balls batted down. He's not. He's not going to be
He's
accurate.
just gonna have inaccuracy.
Yeah. For sure.
Did he have this problem last year?
It seems to
He-
me like he did actually.
He played in games. I feel like
Well, when he threw the ball to the South Carolina player, it was a really good throw.
he didn't come out throwing the ball like he had that game experience that he did have last year.
But he hasn't played that much. Like
But he did play.
I know, but we all feel like he played last year, but it was just a couple of quarters. It wasn't
Well,
very much.
it was a full game against Auburn. It was a full game against Texas.
I know, but it's
It
not.
was it was a quarter against South
It's
Carolina.
not that
It was
much
an
football.
entire Navy game.
An entire Navy game.
In terms of starting quarterback in college, it's not that many plays.
No, it's not when you look at the fact that he's a sophomore. It's a lot if you looked at him, the fact that you would say it's about the same ish as a freshman well into his first year.
I mean, Arch has played 20 quarters now.
And he looks awful.
It was all.
And that
Hawkins hasn't played 20 quarters.
mm-mm,
And Hawkins still looks better.
true. Hawkins does look better. I mean, I'll say it's even through today with what we've seen versus what we saw today against Florida. Back to picking up on what we said in the
Hawkins
mid
played-
pod, he looks better.
Hawkins played 11 quarters last year. 2 in Tennessee, 4 in Auburn, 4 in Texas, 1 in South Carolina.
4 and
For
8.
Navy.
9, 10, 11. Okay, Navy. I
15.
15 quarters. Arch has played
Plus a couple others.
Arch has played 20 just this year.
I think a large fact of why Michael Hawkins is a good quarterback is his run pass decision making. He seems, especially last year, I can't say that as confidently today, but seeing last year, his decision to either run or throw the ball, I think was relatively spot on.
Well, let's evaluate that today. Again, it's Kent State. So, I mean, it's hard to look bad against Kent State, but do you guys feel like he did a good job run pass decision making? I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, he looked confident. Like
Yeah.
on the 1 or 2 QB draws he had, on the couple of scrambles he had, he looked confident and he knew
Or
what he-
Which is something
when
he
he
lacked.
needed to scramble and run,
Yeah.
in some
he
games.
looked like he knew I'm tucking the ball and I'm going.
He looks more
Yeah.
confident running the
He-
ball than throwing the ball.
I feel
Exactly,
Like,
yeah,
I feel
exactly.
I feel like they told him to go through your reads first.
How many times did he carry the ball? Because we talked about that, and I think I hit my
We
number.
talked about designed runs, and there was what, 4 maybe?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Oh,
4 or 5 design, like called runs.
I feel like
had-
it was more than that.
Yeah,
There's a couple
9
of-
I think it was.
32.
I think some.
Yeah.
9 for 33, that's probably 3 sacks though.
with a long of 27,
So
and we did have 3
six-
sacks.
6 runs.
2 or 3 sacks?
So probably 4. Probably 4
designed
design
and
runs.
reads, Yeah.
Yeah. And that doesn't totally surprise me. Now, I thought it might be higher than that, but I also thought it was going to be look to pass, it's not there and run. And those, I think he ended up passing the ball.
I mean, the touchdown run was a
Design draw.
was a design
right.
draw,
Definitely a design draw.
Yeah.
He had one design draw that he did not do well.
Yeah.
He looked like it was Barnes. He ran right into his own blocker and then just fell down.
I'm
About
not.
with Neubauer out there.
And it was
his
wide
own
open.
read.
Yeah. Yeah.
They keep. I mean, he
Yeah.
read that perfectly.
He did a great job. So Neubauer looked good. He looked strong.
I was kind of
um,
disappointed he didn't get out there the final drive. They put Jet New in.
Yeah.
I thought that was a complete waste. I mean, he's not going to burn his red shirt or anything. He has a red shirt.
I think that was, and maybe we should look at that and try to interpret it, because I think that's the coaching staff saying, I'm going to reward a guy and I'm going to let him play because I don't know if he'll get to play the
last
rest of
time
the
all
year.
season. Yeah.
And that's pretty much saying, I'm satisfied. I know enough. I don't need to know anymore. I mean, just putting Neubauer in is
Yeah.
saying I know enough. Now, I don't know if that's I know enough and Hawkins is the guy against Texas, or I know enough and Hawkins is not
I mean,
the guy
Hawkins
against
did some
Texas.
crazy shit out there on some of the run plays. The one where he got flipped over on the west sideline.
Yeah.
Real
Right.
bad.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
It wasn't quite a helicopter moment, but it was like,
yeah.
it's like, dude, you can't do that. You're the backup
I know,
quarterback
I know.
because the other guy's out.
Yeah.
If you get hurt, we're down to our third string going into Texas. Like, what are you doing?
Even if the guy is coming back for the next game, we don't want you hurt.
I
We
don't
want you as a backup
I don't think you can
and a dependable backup.
I don't think you can hold someone back from that guy.
Well, you can hold.
You can
You can tell
to
him not to
slide,
do that. Yeah, you
can
can tell
tell
him
him
to slide.
to
Yeah.
run out of bounds on that.
Yeah,
At
but-
that moment, there's no reason that he should have taken that hit.
But in the heat of the
No.
moment, I just it's tough.
It is tough, and that's really gets back to: are you coaching him correctly, and is he taking instruction correctly?
Yeah.
Sort of like the sidearm. Like, I wonder if we saw him in practice all week, if he threw the ball with proper form, and then when it gets into the game, he's off balance and going sidearm. You know,
But then you immediately should call him to the sideline in between series and like, hey, dude, you're throwing a sidearm.
I
Let's get
assume
this
they
over the top.
did,
You would think.
and
We're
I'm
having
sure
an
they
active
didn't
quarterback
say
coach.
keep it going.
Yeah,
I'm-
I would think so.
I'm sure they said do something different, and he didn't. Now, I say that he didn't do it.
I mean, what was his final stats? 14 to 25?
Did he continue throwing sidearm even into the third quarter?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm remembering that.
Less.
Yeah,
Less.
I scared
With-
that the third quarter.
With-
Yeah, I was locked in.
Yeah, what happened in the
Third
third quarter, Jay?
I mean,
How'd that go?
I was pretty focused.
Were you?
So
Under-
focused.
You look
that,
so focused. I've never seen somebody so
this
focused.
group.
It was
like a zen.
It was
like,
yeah.
Very
You
much.
didn't even
so.
have to open
It
it
was-
eyes to see the
Yeah.
field.
It was out of body
I
experience.
didn't have to
That
watch
stuff.
it.
Yeah,
I didn't have
feeling
to
it,
watch
yeah.
it to know what was going on.
yeah. It was impressive that you were channeling your inner Connor or something. I don't know what you're doing there, but
Yeah.
it was very good.
I legit,
Were you awake for the defensive touchdown?
I legit
We woke him up.
was asleep in the third quarter.
Our Buckles offense will do that to you.
I have no idea how that happened. I was sleeping in the third
Do
quarter.
you think?
In the stands at Owenfield.
Do you think?
Power net.
We were actually
Power
watching.
nap.
My phone almost went completely dead because we're all watching the Texas game in particular.
Yeah.
We're watching Penn State just throw up on themselves. They're out. They're done. Right? They're not.
I mean,
I think even if
for
they're
the
in,
playoff.
they lose. I
There's
mean, whoever
no-
whoever is
Yeah,
has
they
as a
first
matchup.
round there.
they have Ohio State, Iowa, and Indiana still.
I don't think
Yeah.
they want to see.
They
that
haven't beaten a
too.
Power 4 team this season.
Yeah, there's no way.
Texas has not beaten.
So,
They're the only two teams.
If
that have
they
beaten-
lose any one of those games, you've got to say out.
Is
right?
Franklin in?
Definitely.
That would be my consideration.
Do we know who?
If I were them, I'd say he's got to go. What has he done? He's what? What is he against top 25 teams?
Like-
2 in
like-
a
It
million?
was like
Yeah.
4-25
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
something.
ridiculous. And some of those top 25 are not that. I mean, it wasn't like he
Yeah.
won a 1-2 matchup or something. You were gonna make a point.
Who does Texas play like after us?
Vanderbilt, Georgia, Mississippi State, A&M, Kentucky, Arkansas.
If-
One win,
in that
one
order.
win in all those games. One win.
Arkansas
You heard it here
guaranteed.
first. No,
Arkansas is the only
no.
one.
Yes, correct.
Kentucky,
Okay.
you would
Kentucky.
think-
No,
Kentucky.
Kentucky. They'll win.
If they
Arkansas, they lose.
two, they're
No, I bet they beat Kentucky. I bet they beat Arkansas. I don't think there's any way they can.
No way.
I don't.
They may beat us next week if we got this offense rolling out there. It might just,
That's the thing.
this might be a
They might beat us.
They might.
this
they
might be Roy Williams flip flopped, where our defense is really good, their defense is pretty good,
God,
and they have one amazing play because our offense is so inept.
don't speak it into
The
the
The,
universe.
the thing is,
Yeah.
the thing is, I actually thought their defense was in the same realm as ours, and Florida's offense
Yeah.
has been crap.
Yeah, so no, they're not in the same realm as us.
I'm not
They're
sure
not.
they are either.
They're not. They could rise up and have a moment, but they're not in the same
I
realm.
mean, we're
This would
top
be-
3 in every category in the country.
We're kicking ass.
With Texas,
especially turn.
with
No, not-
Texas, this could be a Caleb Williams debut game all over again. But instead of us having a saving grace, Texas just goes out there, gets an explosive play, and I don't know how we're supposed to compete offensively with the Michael Hawkins offense to come back or be.
Yeah, if we're
if
behind,
we're behind,
we might have. I don't know what we can do to if it's Hawkins, it'll be really difficult for us to get. Like it could be like you're saying a Roy
I
Williams.
mean, you may just have to
Situation.
run him. and
Yeah.
That's the
Wow.
offense is QB run.
Yeah, and I mean it's
But-
almost like what we did.
Yeah.
Bama game plan.
Yeah,
my
You
exactly.
can do that.
You can.
We
Yeah.
did the same thing with Mateer a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
we ran him.
Michigan.
What did it end up? 17 runs he had.
I
Yep.
called that.
So I'll say
Yeah.
if Mateer plays, my confidence level is really high. In
Oh,
this
yeah.
game.
Oh, yeah.
Really high.
I mean,
And
the,
we are 2 touchdowns better than them
The contrast-
offensively,
the
and
contrast-
defense another 2.
the contrast between quarterbacks is
Oh.
it's incomparable.
It's amazing, and they've got to be just beside themselves because Florida is not a good. They're definitely not a great football team. They're probably not a good football team. At least, I mean, they might have gotten up to this game, but in the big scheme of things, they are not a very good football team. And they took it to them. Texas was lucky to be in this game at the end.
Florida had 3 sacks on the season, which is insane to begin with.
Tells you, I mean, we're more than a third into the season, so that's meaningful.
Yeah, and they had 3 sacks today.
Today. Yeah.
And our defensive line, come motivation time, come OU Texas, they will be on fire.
They're going to be the opposite of what you saw today, more of what you saw in the Auburn game.
I mean,
Yeah.
if we play a half as good as, or if our defense line's half as good as it was against Auburn, Texas shouldn't have more than 7 or 10
because their
points.
offensive line, Texas
Can't
is
handle it.
not as good as Auburn's
No.
offensive.
No, they
No.
can't handle it. No.
No.
Unfortunately, my biggest concern with Michael Hawkins is not his ability to find an open receiver, it's not his ability to pass or his ability to run. It's his ability to dodge the defensive lineman that breaks the O line in half a second. And that was just pathetic today. It seemed like half the plays he has a second to get the ball out or to find an open receiver before he has to move away from someone that's chasing
Yeah,
after
and you're
him.
going to have better speed in the Texas defensive front, as well as the linebackers, as well as a blitzing corner.
Yeah.
So that's all problematic.
It's
What
so hard to determine, to gauge what these players do week to week. I mean,
Yeah,
for
well,
what it's worth, say what you want, yell at them as much as you want. They're just not amped to play Kent State. It's just
Good, that's a good
not
point.
there.
as well as is Texas after this loss, are their defensive players going to be quite as thrilled or as energetic to jump the line and
Well, how are they going to prepare, and how motivated are
Yeah.
they going to be with the worry that Arch Manning is going to thwart anything they're doing?
Which is what our
Exactly,
defense
yeah.
has had to worry about
For
years.
for several years.
Yes.
And it didn't go good.
All right, your defense is going to get what's the word?
Fatigue.
Let
Frustrated,
down, frustrated.
Yeah.
We're doing all that we can
pointing
do.
fingers at the offense.
Could you just please offense do something with
Right.
the football?
And they don't have Brent Venables. From a motivation
No, because they have an
standpoint,
offensive
from
coordinator coach.
from a thinking standpoint, from everything, you're right. So they have a chance for a big letdown in regards to this game and in preparation for this game. What do you think? I haven't looked at anything. What do you guys think the line will be on this game, with obviously the unknown about who's going to play a quarterback? And then let's say, what do you think it is if we knew for sure Mateer is going to play?
for sure Mateer.
I said
Plus
first we'll do the other thing.
Sorry.
Plus, like -10.
Yeah, minus 10.
I say Hawkins is the expected quarterback. It's a pick 'em. Mateer's a starting quarterback. It's 4.5, 5.
Those are really good numbers. I can't say anything different. Those are great numbers. I like that.
And we
Pick 'em.
might, even with Hawkins, we might be favored
We
just
might.
because of how bad
Yeah.
Texas's offense looked.
Yep.
And how
We're going to be
great their
favored.
defense is.
We're going to be.
I mean, you're going to have a 5 versus 22. What are they going to be ranked? And there's something that goes into that. So,
And that line was Texas minus 12.5
Yeah.
at the beginning of the season.
and it moved back up when Mateer got hurt, and who knows if he's going to play. But I
It was
think
down
after
at that point,
today,
like 7. And then
7.
that's like
Well,
9.5,
but it's the
7.
lowest. No, I think it was like 9.5 because it went to 6.5.
What did they score?
I have it at
against Florida?
6.5.
21.
21.
I think it was 29, 21.
And they
Yeah.
scored what against Ohio State? 7?
Yep.
One thing that raises my confidence going into this game is Texas's inability to get their crap together when they're down, and especially on that last drive. Make something happen. Like, think of it, their creativity lack, like their ability to just play.
Well, it's
simple
kind of
football.
creative to throw the ball to the other team.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
exactly.
something no one
It's
saw
a bold
coming.
maneuver.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
bold move, Cotton.
Yeah.
And he didn't catch the ball. They lucked into that. I don't
Yep.
know why the clock. I mean, well, I'll tell you what they lucked into was Billy Napier, who can't manage the clock. What is he doing?
Yeah, that was
clock
awful.
management was awful.
And
they were just gifts
Just-
after gifts after
and
gifts.
they just can't seize the moment.
And they
UCLA
cannot
did the
use
same
them.
thing against Penn State.
Oh my God.
Out too.
They tried to give it away. What
Yeah.
are they doing? It was so frustrating. But there's two teams that are on the verge of just obviously exiting the playoff conversation really quickly. We can put the nail in the coffin for Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see how they finish. If they finish 9-3 after losing to Ohio
There's-
State,
no, there's
Florida,
no chance.
and Oklahoma, even then, I don't see them
No,
getting
no.
the break. No
even,
way.
Even with their
I mean, if that was a win against Georgia, Vandy, A&M, I mean, I could see them quality of wins.
It'll be really
maybe,
tough.
but
I
There's-
guess the only way is if they get help from someone else or everyone else.
Their
Because
schedule-
Notre Dame's out, the Big Ten's only got 2 teams in, and this by default we need a 9-3 team. And here's
No,
Texas.
their schedule is slightly harder than the preseason.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's slightly. I think it's more than slightly.
But it's still not as hard as ours.
No, ours
And-
is slightly less. Well, I don't know. I think ours is.
It's probably the same. I think it's the same.
Missouri looks better.
LSU looks worse.
Bama's.
Bama's equaled about what people thought.
Yeah.
TC's what people thought.
Yeah,
I think Texas is
South
better.
Carolina's maybe down.
Texas is worse.
Texas is
Yeah.
worse. Yeah.
So I think it's slightly net.
But in
Solid
Soldier,
Miss is
but-
better.
So it
Ole
went
Miss is
from a
better.
99 to a 98.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas went from a 57 to a 64.
Yes. Like they don't have as many easy games as it was perceived.
Right.
But if they lose to us, there's no chance they're running into it.
Well, here's the other thing, and it's not always been the case, but if you looked at our schedule and you matched it up against Texas and you looked at the name notoriety and you look at a Vanderbilt versus an Ole Miss, maybe is what you'd be down to, or a Missouri, we're going to get more
Cloud.
Street cred.
more street cred
Yeah.
for that win than they're going to get for that win against
Yeah.
Vanderbilt. And so that hurts them as well. And it should, because of the whole, when you look at everything else. Now, that game alone, they should get more credit than they're going to get. But that's the unfortunate thing about a Vanderbilt. You're never going to get a lot of credit for beating Vanderbilt because it's Vanderbilt. And unless you're playing them in tennis, they're not very good.
Diego Pavia less Vanderbilt is good. When he's there, he's like a poor man's Baker Mayfield.
He is. And I'm hoping he keeps running and we meet them in the SEC title. That'd be beautiful.
That would be amazing. I would
You heard it here first.
appreciate that matchup just because of how disappointing other teams have played in the SEC and how astonishing Vanderbilt's skill has been this year. And I think that's just really, that would be an entertaining game.
That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of
Is there a
fun.
coaching staff that's gonna move on? I mean, I think Auburn's gonna open up. There's a chance South Carolina opens up.
Yeah.
There's a chance that Kiffin goes to Florida and Ole Miss opens up. Arkansas is open.
Yeah.
Kentucky might be open.
Most likely open.
I mean, you could do a lot worse than taking the Vanderbilt coaching staff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be the coaching staff. When you start to look at the last 15 years of football, you're going to compare it to Indiana right now. You're going to compare it to Iowa State.
That's another one.
And-
How long can the Indiana coaching staff stay together?
You guys have to figure something out. And,
They're
and
going
that's the
another 2
thing
years.
he's got to worry about. He's got to worry about losing other people on that staff and not being able to replace them. It's not just the quality of what you can do as a head coach, but you got these coordinators who are going to go on to other things, and you're not going to be able to recruit the next coordinator to go, put me in Indiana. Let's go. Let's win.
Now watch out there. You might get stabbed like Mark Sanchez.
Oh, man. Or he might stab you.
Yeah, he might
He
stab
got
you.
arrested. I don't know. He's the bad guy, apparently.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
I
like.
don't know how this works, but yeah, that's something. So I don't know. I think that we need to take a step back and be pretty happy about the fact that we won, Texas lost. We're 5-0. They're 3-2. They had a dogfight that they lost against Florida. We had an easy game where we put in our 4th string quarterback the week before Texas.
David Stone's playing 4 quarters. I didn't understand that decision.
I didn't understand that either. What do you think's going on with that? Why
There's
is
just
that?
not that many.
I mean, Jaden Jackson and Dominic Williams didn't play.
Yeah,
So if you had 4 defensive,
you have 3D. If you
Or tackles.
first of all, if you have 3 deep at D tackle,
that's
you're
the
doing
play.
something right. But I'm saying
We're
you're doing
definitely doing
something
something
right.
right. No doubt
But
about
but
it. Yeah.
if you have 2, right, you have 33% of your defensive tackles out for the game. David Stone has to play
Yeah,
a full game.
it seemed like he was in there every time I looked.
Do you think that
Take
is,
third, all fourth, and just
as a bigger question, that and others, do you think there's a little bit of not gamesmanship, but rewarding going on there with that? Like,
I mean,
the fact that Lewis started, tragically because he got
Yeah.
ran into a wall. I called that he was going to start over Gibson. And sure enough, he did because I think that was a reward. Is there some going on of we're going to get snaps and we're going to get guys looks? Because I mean, if you're David Stone, you're young and you want tackles, you want stats,
You're a second string defensive tackle.
so you want them
You
as
want as
much
many
as you
snaps
can
as you can
get.
play.
you have to
So
go with
I
the
can
highest
see them
graded
saying, let's
defensive
do
tackle
it.
according to PFF in the SEC.
Well,
You're still a second string.
and you're still
defensive
second
tackle.
string, but I mean, I can see him saying his agent or him saying, "I want as many snaps as I can get," and they're saying, "All right,
I mean,
we'll
it was
give
coming
to
off a bye week, so he was rested.
you." Yeah, we'll give it to
But
you.
you want him at 100% going.
Yes,
into
you
next
do.
week.
He's gonna be 100%.
As it turns out.
Right.
Now we didn't know that, and that's kind of a question. Like if you start doing stuff like that as a coach, you're rolling some dice there a little bit.
There's you don't have enough players to not play David Stone if you're sitting 2-0.
How about the fact that Kent State gave us? I said gave us, but they did. They put us in a position to get the shutout. They didn't go. They went for it on 4th and 4. When they could have kicked a field goal. I mean, I don't know their field goal kicker, but it was not a
Well,
tough.
Gus
Made it
Malzahn going to keep the field goal.
Yeah. So they play. I don't know if they're playing to win or playing just to
Callahan
play.
field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have. That was something like we don't get the shutout early on if they go ahead and kick the field
This
goal.
should have been our third shutout in 5 games.
Mhm.
And yet it could have been our didn't have a shutout yet
Right.
again.
I mean, I don't care about that personally. I think that's
I know they do.
I think it's a
Oh, they do. Brent Venables
A
definitely
thing,
cares about that thing.
but the 2 other games prior, the offense turned the ball over
Right.
in our side of the field, and they actually lost yardage.
Right.
They still kicked field goals.
Oh yeah.
But
No, and it was very impressive the fact that we held them to field goals and did what we did
Right.
in those games. I just think that it's like the difference between a shutout and not a shutout. I know we're not, we're kind of in the opposite. We're not giving ourselves a lot of credit for a 44-0 score, but it could have been 44-3 real easily. And I don't know if we're looking at that much differently.
I don't look at it different. But
I mean, overall, with the score, I had 52-0. What'd you have?
48-6.
48-6. I mean, score wise, you can't be upset about how this game turned out. You had one major injury.
I mean,
But-
44-0. Who could bitch?
I mean, you would take that, but I'm unhappy with the way the offense looked.
Yes.
Right.
And it wasn't just Michael Hawkins overthrowing guys, and
No.
it felt like he had no touch whatsoever. Everything
No.
was just fired in there, and that worries me going forward if he's the
Yeah,
quarterback,
he had lack of touch.
because that
Yeah.
can be tip balls for
Oh,
interceptions
Or
and
just
that kind of stuff.
miss.
But like I said, the play calling I didn't think was very good at all today, and that's what worries me about a 44-0 win.
Yeah.
Is I feel like if Hawkins was a little bit more under control, if the offensive line blocked a little bit better, and the play calls were a little bit better, this could have easily been one of those 63-0 games.
Yes. So
And that's a big difference.
it's a big difference.
And it's 44 with the defensive touchdown.
And that's what, like, when I said 63-7, I wasn't thinking that we have 2 more defensive scores. I was thinking we exert our will and we're running and we're chunking yardage and it's
yeah,
7 yards there, 9 yards there.
Yeah.
And
I think the concern,
that wasn't happening.
the concern is the lack of how easy it was to score.
Yeah.
Like it should have
Yeah.
been easier than it was.
We should have felt like backup quarterback aside, which that's important because we don't know what it looks like with Mateer. With Mateer, you might be saying, well, they're running here, but clearly if they wanted to throw it deep, they're throwing it deep and there's no chance they're gonna get the touchdown.
And
But I really didn't feel like we were ever in that position where we could just like
Score at will.
we could score at will. We couldn't name our score
No.
today. And that's frustrating.
And a big piece of the puzzle is the quarterback, because he communicates with the players. And if the guy's not right, those players aren't going to be in sync. I don't think, after seeing today, I think Michael Hawkins still needs a lot of adjustments and preparations going forward to fit in to our scheme, even as or especially as a second string quarterback.
So you think maybe, that goes
Which
all the
is
way back
okay,
in.
because that's
Sure,
Yeah,
that's what a second string quarterback
It's supposed
is
to
probably
be.
supposed to look like.
right,
and
so
It
you
is a
go,
future starter.
it goes all the way back into the fall camp, but yeah, he is, like,
Yeah, but he didn't have every first string rep in fall.
right,
And he didn't
He did for the last
he
2
didn't-
weeks.
I know, but he didn't orchestrate the 7-on-7 all throughout the summer.
Mhm.
And he didn't get every first string snap this spring. That's what happens in college for your starting quarterback. So I think it should have been better than it was, probably. But I'm not necessarily disappointed in Hawkins.
Well, going back to game one, what was that final? 35-6 or
38,
35-3.
35-3 against an
Illinois.
FCS team that,
probably would beat
and
this
you're
team.
starting a guy that's the Heisman frontrunner by the time the couple games go by, and you've only scored 35. That's a lackluster offensive output, in my opinion.
I think that's pretty
Michigan,
equivalent to
good
44.
defense.
I think that's
No
really equivalent
complaints.
to 44-0 against Kent State.
What was the Temple score?
45.
42.
Look it up, stats man.
42.
Go.
What was
That's
it?
guy.
I know we're
What do
not.
we pay this guy
Bigger
for?
We shouldn't be complaining a ton about scoring
42-3. Yeah.
By the hour, Steve.
but that's
And say
also
authoritatively, like you said that
we're
earlier.
also talking about short fields.
Right.
In like 70% of the game, you're getting the ball on about your 40. And you're still only putting up 35 points this game. Tonight's game, you put up 37, and that's with 3 fantastic field goals.
Right.
I mean,
they're amazing.
a
Yeah.
49
we
yard,
can talk about that.
55
Yeah, it's great.
Right.
they get
You're
That's what I was going
He
to.
missed,
special teams,
He missed-
blocking everything.
he missed his first kick of the season, and now he's 9 for 9 after.
He had a 55 yarder into the south wind, and it hit the net behind the goalpost.
Exception.
So that could have been
That's
a 60
amazing.
yarder into the wind.
That's awesome.
So we're also giving credit to the offense for scoring 37, but 9 of those were just fantastic kicks.
right. Not
With
not
the
not
defense-
not at the 15-yard line.
We might have only moved the ball. I'd have to go back and rewatch it, but
right.
maybe those drives were 25-yard drives, and
Right.
then you're taking 50-yard field goals against Kent State, who, again, I know you don't want to hear it. Florida State, who's getting shellacked by Miami right now, 28-11. They're getting shellacked at home, and they put up 500 yards of rushing against the same team that we ran 180 yards against.
I'm just not going to get too caught up in one game versus.
I know
one game
transit property,
comparison.
your math nerd term, but still,
You
you
would
can-
be the
you
one
can-
supporting your
you can
national
watch
nerd.
today and say
You're nerd.
you got the ball on your own 35 or 40, and you only moved it 25 yards to kick a 50-yard field goal.
No, I
whatever the
agree.
math on that
That's a
is.
problem.
And that's not. I don't think it's just Michael Hawkins. I think the scheme is not very good.
No, I think you're
at
right.
this level of football.
I think you're right.
No,
I've seen too many side-to-side plays,
I can't say the scheme.
creating longer
There are play calls
longer
that are
yardage
questionable.
possessions.
The scheme, you just really don't know how different it looks with Mateer making the reads.
That's right.
It's just so hard to.
But we did see it 35 points in the first game.
That's his first game as an OU football player.
right.
Right, but he's
Against
got
a
the same
better
offensive
team
coordinator.
than the team today.
I'm just saying that's his very first game.
And the team's very first game.
Yes, like
So all of that said, we also have only had 2 turnovers and they came today. So all of those scores, if you look back at prior years, how many of those years had more impressive scores? The defense didn't score, but they did give you the ball in better field position than we got. Now, I don't know. The field position might wash. It may be pretty close because we've had some really good defensive stands that cause them to punt the ball deep in their own territory. But I'm going to guess we got the ball with scoring position or near scoring position in a lot of games that we just didn't get it this year. And so there's 7 to 14 points every game that you don't get that because the defense is putting with a turnover, they're putting you in a position where you're just knocking it in for a score.
And
That's the difference.
And
right there.
Pena, he did pretty good at returning the ball.
I thought he did really good
His-
returning the
All
ball.
special teams
Vision
today was
Special teams was great.
Was like
Yeah.
it could not have been better.
I mean-
He knew where the gaps were.
Didn't flip the
Yeah.
He could get like
He could get all the development
He
in.
almost broke a couple.
everyone.
I wished I sat in the end zone so I could see how,
Oh, yeah.
I
I
wish.
could see it perfect.
Could you see it really good?
Yes.
Yeah. So, for 2% of the football game, you could see a great
Yeah.
lineup.
He was shoestrings away from several.
Several
Yeah.
of them. So, and
And
you
a holding
know,
call that brought one back by 20. Well,
right, for the bad
35
ball.
yards of
Yeah.
difference.
And they didn't spend any time in the last 2 weeks studying Kent State's ability to
Yeah.
tackle or cover on a punt to worry about that.
yeah.
So it was 100% just talent and being out there and just doing
the
your
Kent
job.
State kicker kept kicking it low.
Yeah.
And
That
low
helped.
and short. Yeah, low.
But he capitalized on it every time.
And then our punter, fantastic. Another great day.
What? Yeah.
Kicking it out at the 6-inch.
Oh my
line
gosh. I mean,
to ice the game.
And his
if you do that against Texas, that's a victory.
his story is wild. Like,
Yeah.
he was by far apparently did not win the job in the offseason for punting. Like, it was clearly the other punter.
What happened? Just
The other punter got hurt.
And then he worked his
oh,
ass
he's
off.
hurt? I didn't know he
Yeah,
hurt.
and he just came in and
Wow.
and took over, and
Brent
it's,
talked about him.
So he's a player, baby. He's a player.
He's the NEO guy.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Maybe our quarterback can do the same thing next.
He was a soccer player first. He went and played at like Dallas somewhere. Came back, was like an NEO punter.
Really?
Walked on to OU because Jesus told him to, which is that's fine. And I mean, it's working out for him.
It's working out for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the number one kicker in the SEC.
He's not just a
Punter.
big
He's the number one
leg.
punter in the SEC.
He's doing like one thing to say this guy's just got a leg, and he does. And he kicks it and he puts you back there on your heels. But being able to put it out and 6 inches, yeah, no one can exactly do that. But the fact that he's putting it where you want it to be like that, I don't care if it goes out at the 5-yard line. I don't care if it goes out the 10-yard line. That's awesome
Yes.
because there's no chance of a run back, and you've already got them back against their end zone.
Our kickoff coverage has been great too.
Kickoff coverage has been great.
Well,
How many times this season has the other team got the ball on their own 15 because they refused to
What are
fair
they
catch
thinking?
it?
What are they doing?
I don't know.
I mean,
Kent State finally figured it out.
yeah,
And started fair catching like the last 4 kicks or
I
whatever.
don't. That's a failure as a coaching staff
Absolutely.
to not
Be ready.
understand what
I
the
don't-
heck is going on.
I don't care.
Maybe they think they're
Who-
going to break one.
No,
It's worth
seriously. No, sir. I don't
How
care.
could it be worth it?
I don't care if you're the best team in the country. Take the football at the 25.
Right.
Yeah.
I do not care.
Unless you've got just, I mean, unless you know of a complete
If
weakness,
you have Devin Hester as your return guy,
and the other team has proven to not know how to stay in their lanes, then maybe.
just
Otherwise,
take it at the
fair catch,
25.
take it at the 25 and let's go.
I love the short kick going 100 miles an hour, bounced at the 10, guy fumbled it. I would be shocked and also disappointed if we don't employ that for the rest of the season. It looked like, one, you're tripping the guy up. He's forgetting where his blocks are. He's making sure that that ball isn't going to be
Yeah.
muffed. And I mean, we were also there.
You
on
also
time.
can't fair catch it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Because
that
it bounces.
it bounces. I mean, that's really close to Lucas and I's hack or move for how to kick off the ball every time.
I don't
Just
understand.
do that and let's have a race.
Well, the one kick was because David Stone got a penalty for taking off his helmet
Right.
on the
Right.
on the scoop and score. He took his helmet off after playing a 15-yard penalty, so we were
Hey.
kicking from the 20.
And I'm going to tell you, and when it's your first turnover and it's for a touchdown and it's in game 5, you should be able to do that.
But he wasn't the one that scored it.
I know. I
Our
don't
Mason
care.
Thomas caused
He
it.
should
Greg
still-
Dalton scored.
He should still
And
be
David
able,
Stone took
they
his
should
helmet
all
off.
take their helmets off. On the interception, when they all went down and took the faux
Yeah.
picture, that was a little bit much. Although they,
It's an
Now-
NFL thing.
yeah,
They have,
oh,
they have the
know,
cameras
I
and
know,
on
But is
that.
that-
That's all what they want.
I know.
Now, when that happened, I woke up for that. Did they?
We woke you up for that.
Did they? Is that not a penalty because they like
I thought it was going to
went
be
to
a
the other
penalty.
end? But do you know what I'm saying? Like,
They went 46, 65
yes,
yards
is it,
to the other end.
is it because they went so far away
I
that they're
maybe
not going to penalize it?
I don't know why they didn't do it. I don't know why they
Well,
didn't do
like
it.
that.
this reminds me of last
I know.
season
I
with
didn't
the
know why-
dumb celebrations. Is Brent Venables just like, what the hell? Let kids be kids. and then he
Maybe
just-
so, but I tell you what, that actually does bug me. I'm glad you brought that up
Yeah.
because I'm worried
you're
about
old
that crap that you do.
and
What?
white.
Because if they
You're
do
on your
that,
own?
no, because if they do that against Texas and we get a penalty, that could be a difference in the game. Like you got to watch that crap.
Yeah.
If you go and get a penalty, and that's the kind of game you'll get a penalty, so it's fine to do it, but it's like, hey guys, timeout. You can't do that in a critical game, or that's going to be that could be a turning point that doesn't reverse the fact that you got a turnover, but it could really negate a lot of it. So I do worry about that actually. Maybe I'm just an old as far as that goes, and I love celebration. I've always been against the fact that they couldn't for a while do the signal the first down and all the stuff they do. I think you should be able to celebrate, but you've got to be careful about what you do and make sure that you don't make a mistake and get a penalty when it's really critical in a critical game.
is horns down still banned?
No, the SEC did not ban it.
But
I think if you do it in somebody's face, it can be a
yeah,
taunting penalty,
right.
but you can still like score a touchdown and do it to the fans. Like
Good.
that was
Let's.
just a Big 12.
I want to see
joke.
more of that this year. With our unfortunate situation for the last few years in the Big 12, especially going into this Texas game,
Right.
overrated Texas, trash talking an OU team, and
Well, if they're smart, they'll lure us into doing something stupid, and we will get a penalty like that.
This is not smart.
They're not smart. They're Texas. They're Longhorns. I mean, they're dumb. So let's talk just briefly about that game and then conclude this. So that's the big game. It always was the pivotal game,
Who we
for the
play?
last 70 years. Texas, and they suck.
What state is that?
It's in the state of Texas.
Okay.
But we play in Dallas, and that's halfway. And we own Dallas, baby. Dallas is basically us. So it's not the same game that it was historically, because it used to be if you lost that game, you were on the outside looking in to get to the Big 12 championship. And then for a while, if you lost that game, your season was kind of you were on the outside looking in for everything.
It
and you're
is-
trying to climb your way back in. It's not that way anymore, but lo and behold, Texas has kind of positioned it so that it is for us, because if you're losing to Texas, a 3-2 team, you take away a lot of what we've earned equity wise in a victory against Michigan and a victory against Auburn. A lot of that gets erased by losing to Texas.
It's just I don't know. It's part of entering the SEC. It's part of the new landscape in college football. As you alluded to, this game was as big as the game could get for
Yeah.
the last 20 years,
Right.
25 years.
Yeah.
And now, we're kind of strategically looking at should Mateer play?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
like
that
should
that's
we
a really good
should
point.
we lose? Should we accept losing this game
A risk of losing.
with a backup quarterback so that it doesn't
So we can secure the rest of the season.
look bad and let Mateer heal to finish the final 5 games of the
This-
season against ranked opponents?
This is not all bad because the end of that sentence, we're playing ranked opponents
Yes.
in the Big 12 for so many years with Baker Mayfield. If we lost a Texas game, we have to beat the rest of our opponents because
And we have to have help.
And none of them were
And others have to lose.
possibly ranked.
and others have to lose.
Yeah.
And there's a low chance that they're going to be ranked. They're probably not going to be good. And
And we're going to be in
And there was also a
dogfights to the
14
end.
playoff or a 2-team
Right.
back then.
And now it's 12.
12. So you got a little more leeway.
Yeah, you got to leave
And
it.
it was the same thing that you were talking about with like Vanderbilt. If you win, you're supposed to, and if you lose, you look terrible. It was a lose-lose situation back in those games. And now I think with the outside looking in, if we lose this game, we're back to scratch. We're gonna be back in the rankings where we started the year, back at 18.
Oh, we won't be that far back.
no,
I think we might be.
No, I don't think. But,
No,
all right.
Depends on how the game goes.
Maybe a couple
they
slots
have
up.
2 losses. We'll have 1.
We'll
we might
still-
be 13 and they're 15 or
right.
something.
Right. So we won't be 18, but we'll be 13.
Yeah,
So it'd be like, I guess to your point, we'll be right on the cusp, and we'll need
Yeah.
to get back in. Now,
Exactly.
we win the rest of our games, we're back in.
And we have
Exactly.
5
Yeah.
ranked games to get back in the top 12.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit more confident with the rest of the season, seeing how LSU is not as good as they were thought to be. Old Miss becomes a challenge, but that also becomes a opportunity. Beating instead of having a stressful game like LSU, looking up to be a really good team, now not so much. Now you just have two mid-ranked teams compared to us I think two sources called us the most improved team this year. And I think it's true.
Oh, by far,
Do
so
y'all
far,
think-
by far.
Do y'all think the defense today beats week 1 OU? If they had to play each other with us having backup quarterback,
Yes, I think so.
what do you think?
What do you mean?
So if OU today played
first week
OU first week OU with Mateer,
I mean, but the defense is essentially the same. The
Defense-
offense is better with Mateer than it is with Hawkins.
defense is better today than it was.
I think defense is better. I think defense is considered.
We've made strides. I guess it's a question of like the defense is better and the offense has taken a hit. How far down is the offense compared to that?
It's a very close game.
It's very close. That's and that's saying a lot. That's good.
Which is, yeah, exactly, which is good. And
Excuse me.
now you can kind of take, if you think we're as good as we were in week 1, now also think about your confidence going into Texas. Week 1, relatively confident. Now that we know Arch Manning in Texas is not very good, they just lost to an unranked team. I think based on everything that's happened, I would give us really, really good odds going into the Texas game. I'm extremely confident.
Who
about
thinks
it.
Mateer plays? I think Mateer plays.
I think Mateer
Oh,
plays.
he plays.
I think he plays.
I can see Jay's theory though.
Knowing how set,
It's a no lose situation if you barely lose
yes,
to Hawkins.
Yes, if Hawkins plays,
I can see
you
that.
win, incredible. You lose, oh well.
I don't think it's so well. I
I
think
think it's so well.
The only oh well is if Mateer comes in and you
I think it's a
finish the
considerable-
last 6 games of the season 4-2, then you're at your 9-3 number, and the committee's like, well, they lost to Texas, who isn't very good, but they also didn't have their starting quarterback.
Exactly.
Right.
But that's my theory.
I think Texas.
I'm a 9-3 football team.
So do you think Mateer plays?
No.
Who do you think Mateer plays?
Uh-huh.
So we've got 5 against 1.
I'm the only one here that works in surgery.
and this is like surgery. This is like going in under the knife. This is tough stuff.
I think Texas.
Who's going to be who's the anesthesiologist going to put under on this game? Is it,
Okay, here's the deal. I think he can play. I think it's a
should he?
pain threshold. I think it's a mostly healed threshold.
It's all gonna come down to grip. If he can grip a football,
I think
he's
he
playing.
can grip. I think he can grip a football.
Without wincing.
No, I think for an hour or okay,
4
60
hours.
minutes for 3 or 4 hours, I think he can grip a football. But do you risk that when you have 6, 7 more weeks of football?
Also, this isn't a Mateer plays, he plays for the whole game, or Hawkins plays, he plays for the whole game.
If Mateer
We have some
plays-
options. We can split it half and half.
If-
We can see how Michael Hawkins is
Here's the deal.
doing.
Here's the deal.
We can take
If you are 9-3
yeah.
and Hawkins plays and you lose, you can get in at 9-3 with the Hawkins loss.
Right.
If Mateer plays and he's
We lose
not
with-
as good as he can, and you're 9-3, you're not getting in.
I
don't think so,
disagree.
because the
Hi.
committee will still be like,
No,
He was hurt.
no,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
I
It's-
think-
no, but that's bullshit.
I don't think so.
Nine
I don't
and
think-
nine
I
and
don't think
three,
so.
9-3 with Mateer, and 9-2/1 with Mateer Hawkins is not the same.
It might not be the same, but I don't think 9-3 with Mateer is absolutely you
No,
can't get
if
in.
Mateer is good enough to play, if you are a national writer, analyst, whatever, you have to assume that he's ready to play.
I don't think after having surgery and being back in 17 days, a national writer should be like, oh, he's 100% and ready to go. I don't think
No,
they look at it that way.
but you're talking about people that don't care about the sport as much as we do. And pay attention as much as we do.
And pays
Yes.
attention to the team.
But
So
we're not talking about writers, we're talking about the committee.
the committee is like busy, like, should we bomb Libya? I don't, they're like doing other stuff. It doesn't even matter. The
I don't
point
know
is,
if Exit was on the committee.
Well, Condoleezza Rice used to be.
yeah, like, they're like, oh, like, how's Kim Jong-un doing to,
Is he on the
oh,
committee?
should we put in Ohio State or Kim Jong-un? Anyways, they don't, it doesn't matter. There's a difference between,
So are you afraid if they put in Mateer,
if Mateer plays and he's
you
not
think it's a must win?
as good as he can be and we lose, it hurts us more than Hawkins playing and us losing.
Is an 80% Mateer better than 100% Hawkins? Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
That doesn't mean we win though.
But you put yourself in the best position to win. I think the bigger fear.
Give your numbers.
I think what you have to worry about is you put Mateer in, you lose the game, and he is it towards his full recovery.
No, I don't.
And in the next few games, he's not as good.
I don't even worry about thwarting his numbers.
So we win the rest of our games, and you think that, well, if we win the rest of our games, we're 10-1.
No.
So we could lose 2 more.
Okay, my number is 9-3.
That's the critical. Do you get in? Do you don't?
If you are 9-2/1,
That's an imaginary number.
no, it's not.
It is.
Yeah, I would take that trade. I would agree. If you're 9-2/1,
Yes,
you're better
You're
than
in.
if you're 9-3.
yes,
I think
Yes.
you're right.
I'm
But
gonna
that's
bring up
not the only thing that's relevant.
but
here,
that's the
though.
fucking
I'm gonna
number.
bring
That's
up
not the only
a point.
one. That's made up.
I don't think it matters.
If I'm gonna bring up a point that if Connor wasn't out making babies right now, he would say, and he would bring up Sam
And
Bradford,
he makes
2009,
entirely.
gets hurt against
Human
BYU. They kind of rush him back from the collarbone or whatever injury, throwing shoulder injury
Yeah.
against Texas, and he immediately gets hurt again.
Right.
That's what you're worried about.
No.
I think that's
No,
what you should be worried about, but that's not what you're
That's
saying.
not what I'm
He's
worried.
not worried about the injury.
I'm worried about a not.
He's already saying we're losing.
Yeah.
No. I'm worried about a not 100% Mateer losing a Texas game.
And it looks worse on us.
Worse than
100% Hawkins.
100% hard. Yes.
And we lose 2 more games either way.
I think realistically, we can, might, will, maybe, possibly lose 2 more games.
You're right. All of those might, maybe, possibly, could be, maybe,
yes.
whatever. Yes. But you might also win the rest of your games.
I think at 9-3, either way, with Mateer playing or not, if we finish the season 9-3, our resume looks good enough. And
No.
this is a rivalry game.
You are
It's 50-50
fucking wrong,
every
Nelson.
single year.
No,
It doesn't matter.
9-2/1
No,
is better than
No.
9-3.
I don't think it's gonna matter. If he's playing slightly hurts and we lose, it doesn't matter. It's a rivalry game that is 50-50
If
either
you
way.
lose to Texas,
A few
Alabama on the road, and Tennessee on the road.
I think
No,
we're-
I think it's 60-40 no matter
Ole
what.
Miss,
no matter
Auburn,
what at 9-3.
LSU, Michigan, that
People-
resume
I agree,
gets
I
you in the
agree.
playoffs.
a
more
few
than-
people
Unless
like
there's a bunch of 10 and 2
Herb
teams.
Street today, they did the, it goes, it shuffles through and they stop the thing and it says, who's the, best quarterback in the country? It wasn't Herb Street's turn to answer, but he said, he's injured right now. He goes, it's Mateer. And they answered, Ty Simpson from Florida or from Alabama because that's where they were. But
They were in Florida State, Miami.
No, they were in Alabama.
they were at Alabama.
Oh, tonight, yeah.
But the point was, if it's human nature. If he's not playing, you can forgive that game.
I get what you're saying.
I think you can forgive it even if
You
he does
can't.
play.
You can't.
I think because he's
Okay,
No,
we all
but
know
he
where
has to
we all know where
play.
everybody stands on
he's
this.
still playing injured.
We all get it.
We all get it.
Nobody
We'll see.
cares if you
Well,
injured.
well, I tell you what, let's pick this up in the midweek, and that's going to be a great topic to really flesh out on Wednesday because it's hot and button. It's absolutely critical. Come 2:30 on Saturday,
I'm saying it right
I know
now.
what's going on.
Do not play him. Do not play him. You have at South Carolina, who was a preseason top 10 team, no longer ranked. But you have after that, you have 5 straight ranked games. This Texas game,
So you're wrong if we play him and we win.
yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's talk about that.
Do
this
not
point-
play Mateer versus Texas.
Sooners by 50. I mean, we got this. It's in bad.
Play Mateer versus
We'll see what Wednesday sober Jay says.
We'll see at that
I'm
point.
sober right now.
You've had a lot of sleep, we know.
Yeah.
So we'll pick it
I've
up
seen the
then.
entire third quarter of this game.
We've heard. So until then, Boomer.
Sober.